My name is Erika Jones, and the issue that I'm going to be talking about is obesity and how it has increased as junk food advertisements have increased, specifically in our generation. The specific advertisement that I'm going to be talking about is for Trix cereal. Trix cereal is a super high sugar cereal, and their advertisements are directed specifically towards kids and shown in between kids' shows. So we're gonna look at this commercial.
A birthday party with Trix? I'm scared as a kitty cat.
Silly kitty, this party is for rabbits.
Hey, I'm a rabbit.
Surprise!
This party's for me. Can I have some Trix?
Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. But you can have a surprise gift.
And so can you. You can send the silly rabbit a birthday card from the back of specially marked boxes, and we'll send you
Yes!
a surprise gift only with Trix cereal, part of a good breakfast.
All right, so that's the commercial that I'm going to be analyzing today. And yeah, the first thing we're going to look at is the advertising strategies. So the characters in the advertisement, such as the Trix rabbit and the cartoon kids, resemble TV show characters which serve as a familiar face for children. So much like we might have advertisements directed at adults that have celebrities or certain people that are qualified in certain areas, like maybe a doctor or a dentist or something like that. For kids, actually, cartoon characters serve as a familiar face and as maybe kind of along the same lines as that quality deliverance from a really well-known celebrity or qualified doctor. And then oftentimes there isn't actually a clear break between shows and commercials, so children might have a hard time distinguishing between the two. There isn't a really direct switch where kids can identify, oh, that was the content of the show and this is an advertisement, because to them it's all cartoon characters and there's not a real switch. So it could really be confusing for kids that have to distinguish between when they're being sold a product versus when they're just watching a show. So that's a really tricky way that this junk food advertisements can really play into something that kids are already interested in. And then along the lines of social comparison theory, which is talking about the fact that people have a tendency to find their identity through comparing themselves to others. Trix cereal, the company uses super well the Trix are for kids tagline, which since kids identify with the title of kid, it brings a sense of entitlement to children that since the cereal is for them, they have this right to get the cereal. So that's a really, really well worded tagline on their part. The next thing we're going to talk about is party atmosphere, which really plays into high sensation seeking and a lot of the qualities that go along with that. It starts off with the music and the flashing lights and the party atmosphere, and then specifically a reference to a birthday party, which you think about being a kid and what excitement comes along with a birthday party. And so that automatically triggers just a positive connotation in their mind. And then you see this high energy atmosphere and exciting party, and it really keeps the attention of children, where it might be that a child had planned to go get a snack or go to the bathroom during a commercial, and this commercial comes on and just immediately captivates their attention because it really pulls you in with the exciting music and the flashing lights. So it's a really good way to get the attention and keep the attention of young kids. And then additionally, the excitement of the party and the happiness behind it ties a happy connotation to Trix cereal. So kids automatically have this connection between happy party friends and Trix cereal. So that's a really good way for them to tie in kids and get them hooked and really excited about just like asking their parents for Trix cereal because they have this really good connotation of it in their mind. The next thing we're going to talk about is masking the effects. So although they're just cartoons, notice that most of the cartoon children are thin, yet they're all indulging in and promoting Trix cereal. So if we were all to eat and rejoice about Trix cereal nearly as much as these kids do, realistically, we would not be as thin as they all are. So there isn't really an accurate portrayal of the effects of sugary cereal on the body when the characters that they show consuming the cereal are thin and show no struggles with obesity. So kids have no idea that what they're putting in their body has low nutritional value or super high in sugar or could lead eventually to obesity. So this just goes to show that TV viewing is associated with an incorrect belief about food's nutritious value, which I think we can all understand that that's probably pretty realistic, and kids probably aren't thinking about the outcomes of what they're putting in their mouth, specifically because they see all of these cartoon kids that are doing it, and these are the kids that they identify with at this age watching all these cartoons. Okay, then we're going to talk about the surprise gift, which about halfway through, there's an additional promise of this surprise, which in itself is a trigger word for kids, but then you add to it gift, and you think how alluring that's going to be for most kids when they're thinking, not only is it a gift, but it's a surprise gift, and how cool that must be. Notice that in order to send the silly rabbit a birthday card, you actually have to purchase the box of cereal. So that completely ups their purchasing, the amount of people that are wanting to purchase their cereal. And then that gives kids, like, if the cereal alone didn't hook them, then this gets the kids that would be enticed by the gifts, which is just a really, really clever way to get a wider audience of kids excited about buying the cereal. And then also notice in the fine print that the gift is estimated at a mere $5 value, but it's not clearly stated as such in the advertisement. So kids, which are probably not focused on the fine print, and also probably maybe can't even read, are thinking that this is this great, grand, exciting gift, when in reality it's probably nothing to get super worked up and excited about. Okay, and then we're going to talk about how it closes with the fact that Trix cereal is part of a good breakfast. So junk food companies get away with saying that their products are part of a good breakfast because I guess in essence, you can put it alongside a good breakfast, when in reality their products are super high in calories and super low in nutritional value. So the only reason that Trix could be considered part of a good breakfast would be if it's supplemented with things that actually are a good nutritional breakfast. So you see at the end of junk food commercials, specifically cereal and Trix, like you see in this image, that it's shown with a glass of milk and a muffin and an orange, all things that actually do have nutritional content. And so it's not Trix cereal alone that's a good breakfast, although that's absolutely how it could be perceived by kids, to think, oh man, Trix is a part of a good breakfast, and that's a good breakfast. And they can really easily be bought into thinking that this Trix is healthy and really misled by this cereal company. So for all of these reasons and more, cereal companies and other junk food companies do a super good job of appealing to kids in all of these ways, which has led to increased obesity. Thank you.